Good with it? It's your boy Big Cal back a mother again, man. What up? What up, 704? What up, Kansas City? What up, Charlotte? What up, North Carolina? What up, USA, man? What up, down south, man? You know what I represent. You know what it is, man. It's Big Cal, man. Talking to you flippant, talking to you real, giving it to you straight, man. Like Novocaine, man. Giving it to you straight like a shot. Shot of Hennessy, man. Let it burn when it go down, man. Got some real hot topics today, man. I know it's been a while since I've been out, but I'm back. Knows no reason in particular why I've taken a small hiatus, but it must be done. What I have to say must be spread. The knowledge must be given. And yeah, man, I just got to talk about a few things, man. It's what we do. TMP stands for Toxic Masculinity Podcast, but you know how we flip it. We flip the script on that word, toxic masculinity, and we give it a new definition, something that brings clarity and guidance to the black community, something that brings a sense of masculinity and manhood and opportunities for advancement and just being able to be a better man. Accountability has been our word for this year. Bringing accountability, manhood, strength, courage, guile, leadership. Just a resounding effort on my half to wake up the masses, give them a little education, something that they haven't been given by these losers and these haters and these people who turn that music off, son, who want to pit us against each other, pit us against one another. That's all they want to do. Divide and conquer. They want to destroy the nuclear family, especially the black one. They want to divide and conquer. They want the black man out of the household. They want us to adapt a sense of lawlessness, a sense of destructive behavior in which when we go downhill and it gets rolling, it will give them credibility and the ability to demonize us, a reason to incarcerate us, to mass incarcerate us, to subjugate us, to create legislator and acts to disenfranchise us. Like I said, mass incarcerate us, just have us against and behind the eight ball. So yeah, a lot of things, man, I'm going to talk about is the things I've been talking about. Black on black violence and the lack of, that we have of acknowledging that as a problem and a thing in our community, our denial is such, what I'm saying? And we're going to talk about, just a lot of things occur and a lot of, the ways in which we are living. It has been set up, what I'm saying? The way in which, in which our society and in which black culture and our black community is really, it's been set up to where now we're at a point of where we're hanging ourselves. We are at a point where we are our own biggest detriment at this point. And yeah, I had made a short, man. I'm just getting around to it to talk about the situation with Takeoff, the rapper, being killed. I don't like to speak on things. I got to it first, and I immediately knew, like I said, it's always us. That's the first thing I said. It's always us. I didn't know. For all I knew at that time, it could have been a white man that shot Takeoff. I did not know anything. I was just as unknowing as the next person. So when the details began to unravel, we were able to easily see what really occurred, or have a kind of a limited perspective on what occurred that night, which the rapper Takeoff was his life was taken. So man, like just looking over that, like I said, this whole episode thing would be things in which we can use to help, wake us up, acknowledge the fact we have a problem, see what we can do to advance and eradicate this problem, and things that we can do to make our culture more safe, more protected, more united for us as a unit, so we don't have to have a feeling of apprehension when dealing with one another. So we don't have to be looking over the shoulder and always think, just having everyone think the worst of our community, ways we can just end that stereotype, end these negative stereotypes that are attached to our community as a whole. So yeah, anyone that talks to me about this subject, you can tell I'm very, very, very passionate about it. It's probably one of the most passionate things I am, I have going on in my heart and in my life, because I am a father, and I'm a father of, three children, and I do not want them to live in a life or live in a society where uh, we live in an irrational society. We're rational, you know what I'm saying? Where we have no impulse control, just living for now, living for what we want, and I mean, in this matriarch society that's been pushed upon us, in certain ways, it's just what it is at this point. We gotta acknowledge we have a problem as a community. We want to point fingers back and forth, play the blame game. That does nothing for our community. We want to sweep things under the emotional rug in the black community. We want to be a victim. Everybody's a victim. Everybody has a story to tell. Everybody wants to live in victimhood. Nobody wants to put their foot down, put their boots down, and actually do any type of work, any type of togetherness, any type of community building or grassroots, anything. We just sit around waiting on some white pan or white spoon to just come down and feed us with all the stuff. Is not and answer our problems. Is not going to happen that way. It has never historically happened that way. Anything that we had in this country, we had to fight tooth and nail for. And when you let off your feet on their necks, they only begin to pull it back and pull back certain liberties and certain things they give us, and do things once again to disenfranchise us, incarcerate us, mass incarcerate us, cause us to hate each other, and cause us to cause more genocide and death amongst our own. You know what I'm saying? So that's just the first and foremost. So just back to the Takeoff shooting, man. I'm gonna get on that. I knew it was a black person. I mean, it is what it is. I say this all the time: separation for elevation. Separation for elevation. When I say this, I don't mean that I hate black people. I don't mean that we need to be fearful of black people, of one another, our own kind. Hell no. What I'm saying is survive. That's what I'm saying. Survive, because what we're doing, we're losing the mental race, the mental battle. We are losing. So what I'm saying is every casualty, I'm going to bring this shit up too. The 3 UVA players that were slain by another, walk-on former player there that killed them once again with gun violence that we had come out in Charlottesville, University of Virginia football team. Another black-on-black crime, black-on-black violence that occurred this week. We're going to talk about Shanquella Robinson, 25-year-old Charlotte native that was assumed to have been killed. We already know it's been conflicting stories on how she was killed or expired. One, we had 2 versions. One was she was intoxicated. The other is they said she had a severed spine, a snapped neck, a broken neck. So I mean, we're gonna get to this. We're gonna talk about this today. I mean, we got time. I got time. It's nothing to do. It's nothing to it but to do it. You know what I'm saying? I have no fear. I have no fear in telling the truth. Only fear we should have is living a lie and continue to eschew responsibility and like I said, and deny accountability for what's been going on and what's currently transpiring in the black community. Like, we can no longer stand idle. We can no longer deny that the black on black crime occurs. Like I said, the statistics speak for themselves as far as what a black person has to deal with in the black community. We have the highest likelihood of being killed by gun violence in any race in the United States. Any race in the United States, the black people have the highest propensity, and black men especially have the highest rate of gun violence fatalities. It's not a coincidence. So yes, things like this, man. But the Takeoff shooting, man. We see the small bit of evidence, the small bit of videotape that's come out. Dice game, what have you. We see that all the time in the community, in the neighborhoods. Niggas throwing dice, niggas shooting dice. You know how that go. 7-Eleven, all that shit. Hollow, CeeLo, all that bullshit. But man, a conflict, however many, we heard. I don't like. Once again, allegedly, one of the rapper cousin Quavo, my nephew, his uncle Quavo was losing money apparently, and he had an issue with one of the guys. Something went down. Offset was shot. Takeoff was shot. Excuse me. Takeoff was shot and killed. So this is the final truth. Killed over money. Ultimately, money, pride, and ego and altercation is what caused a man's life to be taken. And these are the small. This is just a small example of like the things that other communities laugh at us about. You know what I'm saying? take the money away, because this is my thing. If he didn't have notoriety, he wouldn't be talked about, and that's something that's also an issue with me in our community. If he was not a $20 million net worth plus $25 million net worth guy and a famous rapper, he would not even have been acknowledged. You know what I'm saying? It'd have been a small blip in the newspaper of a murder, but that's just here nor there. But I just want to use this as an example. In the smallest things in our community can cause monumental ramifications. That's basically what I want to say. Put that in the charger, man. There's the most minute, small altercations or disagreements, whatever you want to call it, and you know what I'm saying, beef, altercation, interaction, the smallest inkling of disrespect or anything like that leads to ignorance. It leads to straight violence. It leads to things like this in our community. These are the things that I'm trying to tell people about. These are the things that we like to deny amongst ourselves, and amongst for us to the outside world, that these things don't exist. These are certain groups or whatever like that. But I'm telling you, it has gotten to a point where it is a issue. It is an issue. It is a solid issue that no one else talks about. I spoke previously of, we hear kids being killed. They don't get the acknowledgement or any type of I hate to say, just the notoriety through the media of a George Floyd. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've had in where I'm from alone, in my area code alone, we've had children killed in gun violent beefs, including teenagers to 20-year-olds being caught up in killing kids. We as young as 4 months old, in the Monroe area, a kid was killed. Him and his 24-year-old, he's a 4-month-old, and him and his 24-year-old father were killed. Over a beef. They found out who killed him. It was a black man, 21-year-old black man. Last year, it was a gun violence in Charlotte where a 3-year-old boy was killed. I think it was 3-year-old boy was killed. Black on black gun violence. These things don't make headlines. You know what I'm saying? And these are things that occur frequently in these cities. Like where I'm from North Carolina, near the 704 area code, Charlotte, Concord area. There is a lot of crime in Charlotte area. There's a lot of things going on with murders, violent crimes, homicides, shootings, robberies, all types of things that take place that are not nationally covered whatsoever. But things like this, when we see stuff like these rappers, these P&B Rocks, Takeoff, 3 UVA football players, Shanquella Robinson being killed in another country by her own people from Charlotte and from North Carolina. They go all the way to another country to inflict violence and inflict violence on one another. This is the type of shit that black people don't like to talk about. Hating, envy, just having a evil rooted mind, a negative rooted mind. You know what I'm saying? Something that's been so tainted by the white man and by society and by your upbringing, and just being a natural devil. You know what I'm saying? Being something that the black person was not created to be. You're gonna go all the way to another country, and the video we shown what was confirmed, that was her friend beating Shanquella Robinson in Charlotte. That was her friend that was fighting her. Everything's been confirmed. So you're gonna go to another country and inflict violence on a person that looks just like you, thousands of miles away from you. You're gonna and these were her friends. These were her quote unquote friends, people who she felt comfortable enough to risk her life and risk her time and spend her time and money and effort and go to another country. Because you're not even gonna go somewhere unless you feel safe or have some type of history or understanding of, or thought you had some type of understanding of a person. Even to these, in this situation where you give this person the benefit of a doubt, you give this person some type of safety and I guess inclusion, or vulnerable. You give show vulnerability and trust in this person, and you go to another country and they come back and tell your mommy they don't know you was drunk, you whatever, left your body there. They don't know what happened. They ain't got no love for you. That's our community. They ain't got no love for you. Mama got to pay $6,000 to get your body back. They probably ain't got nothing on that. Said one of them was still. Come on, man. It's always the allegations. They've already been proven. They've already been proven to be lying. I don't even have all the facts on it, but these are the things, man. These are the things that I just walking as a black man come across me over and over and over. I see in our community, and I'm sickened by it. I'm done with it. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, like I said, separation for elevation. That's what I do. That's what I preach, man. I'm trying to see who it was that said, until black people are healed, we don't need to hang around each other. All these parties, all these get-togethers, all these cookouts, all these hangouts, all these liquor houses, all this getting drunk, like it is not positive. I think it was Francis Cress Wilson. If we don't have anything productive that we're doing, what are we hanging out for? What are we breaking bread for? Like, what are we, what are we doing? Like, when if this is the outcome, if they say, oh, okay, boom, there's no such thing as black on black crime. People kill the people that's in their vicinity. That's what they say. Even whatever. That's the statistics. Even though a lot of these other cultures and races in America don't come from where we come from. Period. They don't come. They don't have a system of oppression currently stepping on their neck. So you're telling me that we have to be cool with dealing with external and internal white supremacy or racism, because that's what it is. Black people exterminate each other. That is a form of white supremacy. That is it. I don't care how anyone looks at it. That's a form of white supremacy and racism. You are eradicating them. You are showing them that we are nothing. You know what I'm saying? By how you treat each other, that is a form of white supremacy. You feel like we are less than. So you know what I'm saying? That is how you look at yourself. So other people do not have these same issues at the same occurrence. They don't. Other races. So it's just stuff like this. We just don't show our love for one another. You know what I'm saying? As a people, we just do not do that. So that's just one thing, man. It's like I said, it's really sickening, man. It's really sickening that we're forced to deal with external and internal conflict, and that's something that we can dismiss it and be like, oh, there's no black on black crime. It's just something that people, Mexicans kill Mexicans, black kills black, Asians kills Asians, whatever, et cetera, et cetera. But my thing is this: they don't have the history in this country that we have. None of them. Whites. No nationality has the history in this country that we have. Other than Native Americans. A lot of us black people come from Native Americans, as they say. But yeah, man, that's just some real shit that we don't think about. And they've gotten their reparations, they've gotten their restitution for what they went through. People who they quote unquote Native Americans. But my thing is this: like, no other group has the internal and external conflicts that we have to deal with. So that's why I have a zero tolerance for infighting. I have a zero tolerance for genocide. I have a zero tolerance for not having empathy for a person who looks like you, but you'll walk every day and you will kiss that dollar's ass, though. You'll slave away for that white man's dollar and that white man's society and get money and sell drugs or whatever it takes, rob, whatever it takes to get that white man dollar, you will sell out for that. But you will not sell out, or you will not show no love for your own kind the same way you'll do anything for the white man's society. You would do anything for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is just, it's crazy. Like, we'll do anything for the dollar. We'll sell each other out for money. We have no empathy. It's the littlest things. The littlest things can be like an infraction upon our pride and ego, where you want to take someone's life. People want to take someone's life just over words, over, you see it all the time with any of these people that talk, speak up for what's right. The Charleston Whites of the world, even though he does things in a manner and in some ways in which I would not approve of, just basically talking about ill of the dead. But he's other than that, he is dead on with a lot of things that he says. And I'm the same way. Like, you got to talk flippantly. You got to talk their language. You got to talk how, man, a lot of this shit, like, we can even talk about, I want to talk about the drill rap and all that shit, like NBA Youngboy and all that shit. Like, a lot of that shit, I feel like, is a major contributor in a country, influence, and it's played in this given major contribution to why a lot of our youth think how they think, move how they move, are entranced by violence and are desensitized by violence. I think that's a huge part that just really, like I've heard it said many times, like, just the bitch made mindset. That's what it is. Like, you sit around all day, every time drilling and spinning. Chicago, all them niggas talking about that shit, talking about dead people, talking about killing people, all the drill scenes, all that shit. Like, you got to think it's constantly, what is it talking about? Spinning, drilling, killing, shooting, hurting your own people. Let's be real. That's all it's talking about. Like, it's so crazy that people can sit there and every day, all day, every day, rap and talk about having beef with online, all these influencers, social media, rappers, all day long. They sit around talking about having beef with another man. It's a man talking about another man all day. And niggas go home and then they go to these. I mean, they play these musics in these circles and on these platforms, YouTube, all kind of things, and they go across the country to all these the big major cities to the smaller cities, and we also are entranced by by these lyrics, by this rap, by the beat, you know what I'm saying, by the everything that goes with that, the cadences of it all. We are entranced. Our youth is entranced. You know what I'm saying? They are hypnotized and blinded by it. They rap it. So when you rapping and speaking from your tongue, it is in your heart, it's in your spirit, it's in it's in your body, in your soul. So a lot of these things, they're really cursing themselves through a lot of the things they say. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the words, a lot of the lyrics, they're really cursing themselves and they're desensitizing themselves. So like that's why I say a lot of that shit that NBA that should be faggot ass rap to me, bro. Excuse my language, say like we smoking the cigarettes, bro. And as Midday Corey Hope said, man, hey, that's that bitch made behavior, dude. Like straight up, like just listen to any of that bullshit. I mean, this is just for the for just being real, man. Hopefully this can touch some of the youth, man. Listen to some of that bullshit. Listen to the lyrics. Every second talking about killing somebody. Every single second is talking about killing somebody, bro. You ain't talking about getting no ass. You ain't talking about chilling with no chick, getting no money. Everything in this drill rap and this shit it's always somewhere talking about killing somebody, man. Like that shit is just some whole shit, bro. Like and niggas don't even understand like we're confused to think that we've given that shooter mentality and that mindset like it's tough. Like we're giving that out in this world, in our community. Like we really treat the shooter as if there's some type of tough or Rambo type mindset or somebody to be feared. You know what I'm saying? Like we all know, like it don't take much to pull the trigger. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of this shit just some whole shit. You know what I'm saying? The mentality to where pulling a gun is tough. It's just crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like just where to go from, machismo, you know what I'm saying, being a real man, fighting and tough, and you know what I'm saying, being strong and virile and strong. It's gone from that to being who can just shoot, who has the 100-round drum, who has the switches, who has the chopper. Pull up somebody grandma's house and let loose. That's tough. That shit's tough. A whole bunch of niggas pull up somebody with grandma kids and let loose. That's tough. Like we become a society and a generation of bitches, bro, and a bunch of bitch ass niggas, bro, and a bunch of ain't shit bitch ass bitches too, bro. That's really what we become. Like we really break it down and really what it is. Like ain't none of us really tough. A lot of motherfuckers been hurt. Lives suck. Motherfucking mad because they ain't got nobody, no man in their lives, and that's really no fault of your own. In a lot of these cases, there's really no fault of their own. But once you create a life, grow up, man up, really figure out, when that light turns on in your head and see like the life you've been living is a bunch of bullshit, you'll realize like you need to turn it around, do something different, because we are really living like a bitch ass piece of shit culture. Like I mean, no pun. Like I ain't trying to offend anyone, but if I do, so what? Like black people really live like a bunch of spineless bitch ass motherfuckers right now. Like we are losing the mental battle right now. Like I don't even care about motherfucking famous or not. I care about any life that's lost is a fucking loss to us as a people, as a community, as a tribe, as a army, as a people, as a nation. It is a loss. I don't care who it is. It could be a baby. It could be all these Kanye West, shout out Kanye West, these abortions. Like a loss of black people is a win for white society. It's a win for white supremacy. Us hating on each other is a win for white supremacy. It's a whole society and a nation that has it out for us already, and they seem to have made it to where we want to have it out for ourselves. They seem to be able to manipulate us and contort our vision and our mind and our spirit to where we don't want good for each other. We don't want good for ourselves. We don't want good for our community. We don't want good for our own fucking families, our blood, our kindred, our people. We are a evil, spineless people right now. That is what's going on right now. Yes, some, but not all. I'm gonna go ahead and say that before people try to jump down my neck. Of course, I'm not talking about everyone. Obviously, I'm talking about it, but the majority, what is starting to be portrayed is starting to be to a detriment. What is being portrayed is starting to be to a detriment. It's beginning to be the norm. Degeneracy is beginning to be the norm. Excuse me. And that cannot be. That cannot be. We have to figure it out. Should we have to regroup, man? We have to talk to each other. We can't be afraid to try to help the youth, help the youth in your family. Start at home, help the youth in your family, help your blood, give them some type of insight or knowledge or game on what's going on. Man, like all this stuff you hear about, it's like every year, constantly, every week. Excuse me, every week it's a news line or a headline of a tragic headline going on where a black person is killed or a group of black people are killed by black people. People that look like them, people that's supposed to have their best interests in mind, people that's supposed to want to protect their life because they know this person is a representation of myself and my unit and what I come from and my history. But we don't have that identity. We don't have that. We don't look at one another as brother and sister or as together. We look at each other as opposition. I don't know what those three brothers did to be killed. I seen two of them were 20. I think one of them was 21. The guy that killed him, I think he was 22. I don't have all their names, man. I just have the story because all I want, man. I don't even like learning names because it's so tragic. That shit be hurting, man. I don't even like getting that shit in my conscience too much, man. Like man, you can just Google it and see it, man. It's tragic. One of them I heard was from local, from Huntersville, North Carolina. Yeah, it's tragic, man. Like I don't even want to like I said, I don't even like saying people's names like that. I don't even like giving the killer no notice and none of that, man. Acknowledgement, because it's just some bullshit. Like what could they have done? Back to what I'm saying, what could they have done to have deserved to be killed? And then, I mean, whatever it is, it wasn't that. It could have been that bad when you were able to kill all of them with your gun. If you had time to shoot all three of these men, I mean, what were they really about to do to you? Like they must have been unarmed. You know, I don't know. We'll never know. It'll come out in the end. But three men killed, or whatever disagreement, whatever argument you had, and they had that felt need. He felt the need to kill these guys, these college athletes. Cut short, man. 20 years old, man. See, it's stuff like this. Yeah, I mean, I've talked about it before. It was a girl that was killed at A&T's homecoming. 2 people were killed. I made a post about it, man, when I was on my little hiatus. Man, stuff like that. Man, it's just, I would turn blue in the face rattling off names of people just in my own state. I only have to go that far. But just people in the area. I mean, I could, like I said, I only have to leave the area code, and I could give you names upon name upon name of homicides occurring in the 704 area alone. But if you do the whole United States, man, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. We show time and time we don't cherish one another, we don't love one another, we have no respect, no empathy for one another. What are we doing out here? That's all I want to know. Like, what is really? I mean, because there's no way we're living in our purpose out here. All we do is worship the dollar. All we do is, turn up, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Getting booted up. I mean, this cannot be our purpose. You know, one thing I do, I never try to talk down on us. I always try to come at things with a logical perspective. I always try to say, what can we do to get better? Like, can we soul search as a people? Can we, share this video, share these clips that I'm going to let out? Can we let each other know that, there's options, there's choices, you know what I'm saying? There's choices in life that we can make. We don't have to go down that path of violence. We don't have to be so prideful, so arrogant, so ego driven, so, uncompromising in our thoughts that we don't have love and empathy and give someone a pass like we give white supremacy in the United States a pass for kicking our ass for the last 400 fucking years. We don't do them. We don't do them the way we do ourselves. When the fuck will we do the United States the way that we do ourselves? I'm not advocating violence at all in no way. Trust me in that. I'm not advocating any violence in no way. But when will we kick someone else, another community besides ourselves, in the ass in a way in which we've been kicked in the ass? Because we kicking ourselves in the ass the way the United States kicked us in the ass. Gun violence, oppression, motherfucking fear tactics, all kind of shit. Whatever we can do to keep our communities oppressed and in a losing state, we do. We don't do anything else to help and contribute to our success. Damn near nothing. We sit around waiting on the majority of them, the majority society, to fix our problems. It ain't happening. Newsflash. It's not fucking happening. So we can keep on waiting on that shit because it ain't fucking happening. And it's funny, like, I only want to beat that dead horse with the Kanye West and the Kyrie Irving situation, you know, the Ye situation, whatever. Man, I don't want to beat that dead horse, but I got to talk about it. I don't really, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, that's in like rich nigga problems talking about that community, you know what I'm saying, the U.S. community. But my thing is I ain't got nothing against it. Like I said, I mean, we know what this is. You know, we know like the people that own damn near all the platforms, all them people. So I mean, my biggest thing is some of the other things he said that resonate with me. We have no sense of togetherness, man. Like straight up, the other communities are running circles around us. Like we don't work together to do shit. You know what I'm saying? Like that's something that like we don't know who we are as a people. We really don't. You know what I'm saying? We really walk around blinded by shit, fake outraged about shit. Like I said, continuing to stay in a sense of victim mentality. Everything we so sensitive and so tender dick about every motherfucking thing. Everybody so goddamn skin so damn motherfucking soft and shit. Can't take shit. Like straight up, we emotional. We the most emotional motherfuckers. Everything we emotionally triggered about everything. We emotionally triggered about truth. Like the only thing that seems to be cool is living a lie. That's how I feel about the black community. The black community, we cool living a lie. The truth trigger you. Shit that make you get up and like working out, nigga. Like and then you feel that burn, you want to stop. Like that's really how truth be. That's why you know what I'm saying. Like shit, if everybody would work out, it wouldn't have an obesity problem in the United States. The shit, it's just like the truth, nigga. If everybody want to deal with the truth, we wouldn't have. We live in a lie. So many people wouldn't be living in bullshit, living in goddamn denial and living in a state of no accountability for their actions. Like it's always somebody else's fault. It's always somebody oppressing me. It ain't nothing I'm doing that's keeping me in this stagnant position. Nothing. It's always somebody else. Or if I acknowledge my shit, then I gotta go right back to being a victim and finding ways which I'm a victim. Shit don't help us as a community. This shit don't help us. It might make you feel better living a lie, but at the end of the day, the next generation gonna be living a lie, and the next generation gonna be living a lie, and the shit just gonna continue. It's gonna continue to be some bullshit. It's gonna continue to be crab in the bucket mentality, envious mentality, hater mentality, every man for themselves mentality, go along to get along, kiss ass Democrat, abortion ass bullshit lifestyle and mentality, fatherless homes. Whole bunch of emotional ass men, emotional ass little boys, whole bunch of effeminate ass little boys picking up pistols because they're afraid, whole bunch of abused kids, abused girls, abused boys, a whole bunch of goddamn sexually molested and hurt kids, and all kind of this degenerate bullshit that we're just gonna look the other way about. That's what the future is. And me personally, I won't stand for it. We all got a death day. We all got a day which we were born, man. As they say, hey, during that dash, I'm gonna talk my shit. You gonna know about me. I don't give a fuck what you say. I don't give a fuck how you think. I don't fuck how you take it, how you drink it, how you mix it, nigga. I'm coming with the medicine, nigga. And you tune into my channel, it's coming down your motherfucking throat. Straight up. With knowledge, intelligence, insight, and my own personal observation. My own experience on this rock for 33 years. What I experienced was helped me to progress and adapt and be a man and figure out my way through this thing. Learned out how not to bite off my nose to spite my face, man. You know, that type of mentality. Straight up. Because that's something a lot of us do. A lot of us don't even know we doing it. You know what I'm saying? We're complicit in our own demise a lot of times. We got to figure it out. So yeah, man, this episode has really just been just talking about just this mask and this ominous shroud or cloak of negativity that's been on our community for like it's always around this time. Like this time, young Dolph died and motherfucking like every, you know what I'm saying, just this negative cloud and like even if they are like a white man is giving the orders to do this shit and you know all this whatever. To take off death or whatever, like that's the, you know, whatever he was sacrificed and whatnot. it's still like we are the ones that are following the hits. Like we're the ones that follow in their orders, just like Malcolm X. If that was someone else that wanted us to hit the FBI or whatnot, we're following their orders. We're making it easy. We're not protecting our own. We are willing to do things for riches and gains and whatever the fuck we're trying to get. Like that's the same mentality. The same mentality that I have, it trickles all the way down to the bottom. Like we would do anything to be a part of that community. We would do anything to be protected, to get they, you know what I'm saying, to get a little bit of their wealth, a little bit of, you know what I'm saying, of the lifestyle that we want to attain in our little bit of life here, a little bit of time here. It's worth more than anything else. It's worth more than spiritual damnation, man. Straight up, man. Like killing a man, you know what I'm saying, like taking his life, like we can't never get that back. You know, I guess it's just crazy. Like we were so willing to do that, and I guess ask for forgiveness from God, and actually want to do anything, ask God to help clear our path while we, you know what I'm saying, before we get to that point where you out here up in pistols on niggas and shit like that. It's like we just so trauma infused that, you know, we just want to give off our hurt to another motherfucker. We don't give a fuck what, you know what I'm saying? Like we so lost, we so just distracted, we so numb and filled with hatred because where the fuck niggas came from, you know what I'm saying? Having no direction, raised feminine, raised with mamas and shit, ain't got no man to even out that impulsivity. It's crazy, man. Like I said, I'm not gonna stay idle, man. I think it's some coon ass nigga shit to be out here killing one another. I think it's some coon jive bullshit, hating ass baboon coon shit to be out here putting up in smoke on any nigga that look like you, bro. Anybody for that matter. But nigga out here hurting people, out here like giving them a reason in a reason to persecute us, a reason to treat us like nothing. Like no matter what we say, I know that's unfair, but you got to look at it from a unbiased perspective. If these people, and we wonder why cops come in our neighborhood with guns, if these people are so willing to use guns on each other, what the fuck make you think they gonna not use it on us? That's just a natural mindset to have, man. Like, and me being a black man, that's my mindset too. If everywhere I see is gun violence, and everybody handling things emotionally, that's gonna make me withdraw and not want to deal with that culture. That's just natural. Like as a black man, that's how I do, because it's a safety thing. But like separation for elevation is all about safety. It's all about survival. And like it's unfortunate, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna miss out on a lot of culture in certain situations. You know what I'm saying, all that clubs hanging out and whatever that little, you know what I'm saying, that keeping it real mentality, you know, you're gonna miss out on a lot of that. But I mean, in my opinion, safety is more important. It's more paramount for our community to survive and repopulate and continue the fight than it is just to, you know what I'm saying, wipe each other out in record numbers every year and only increase it. It makes no sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got to get better as a people. We got to acknowledge our fallacies and our fuck ups, you know, where we fucking up as a people, and when our setbacks, we got to acknowledge it. Got to band together as a people, man. Like, it's crazy, man. I even heard about this, just the Robinson girl. Like, it was a man there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know that a lot of they were saying like it's just crazy, like the lack of manhood today. It was a man talking about, hey, ain't you gonna fight or whatever like that? And he came out lying too. I seen the video, him lying, man. It's just crazy. Like, manhood is at an all-time low, man. You know what I'm saying? Just keeping it hot. Like just the crazy situation like this. I feel it where there's really no protection out here for a lot of our people, men or women. It's like we are really living in some times that it's really some freaky ass times, to be 100% with you. Like, up and down is up right now. You know what I'm saying? In a lot of ways within the black community, we are really living in some fucked up ways. You know what I'm saying? Like as long as we got life as a people, we can correct it. And that's my mindset. As long as we got life, as long as we're willing to continue to fight, as long as we're willing to acknowledge. See, that's the biggest thing. Acknowledgement and accountability is the biggest reason why progress is halted. Let me say that again. Acknowledgement and accountability are two major reasons why our progress right now is at a fucking standstill. Because they've taught us to be cool with living in a degenerate society which doesn't allow accountability. Oh, you're toxic masculinity, you're misogynist. If you speak truths, it doesn't matter, you know what I'm saying? If you lay out the truth, what it is, It's called mansplaining. It's called being, you know what I'm saying? You're not being, uh, I guess, understanding or whatever like that to people's feelings and all this. You've been called a misogynist. You're called hate speech and all kind of stuff like that for speaking truth nowadays. Just for speaking in reality. We don't live in reality as a black society. Accountability and acknowledgement is two huge things lacking from our community. That's just straight up, man. Men and women, like, we don't want to acknowledge or have accountability for our fuck ups. We want someone to blame. We want to out. We want a scapegoat. We don't, it's always someone else's fault. That's just the straight up truth. So until we fix that, that's the biggest hang up. That's going to be the thing that they know that as Democrat, Republican, everyone, like, they know if they can keep us helpless, if they can keep the black community helpless, if they can keep us not acknowledging things, like being desensitized to things, being desensitized to our own deaths. If they can keep us desensitized, and a lot of us are waking up, thank God. I do see a lot of us are waking up. A lot of us are standing up. I see a lot of people behind the Shanquella Robinson thing. I see a lot of people were like trying to find justice for her, and whatever. I mean, because this is not a normal thing. Like, I'm glad it's going. I said it before. I don't know what it will be that will tug on our heartstrings and get us to acquire acknowledgement and accountability. Because once we get those two things, where we acknowledge and then we have immediate accountability for our actions, like, man, there's no telling where we can go. Acknowledgement is the biggest thing. There's no way you can get progress on anything. I don't care what it is, whether substance abuse, anything. If you don't acknowledge the problem, if you graze right over the problem, acknowledge the problem, acknowledge what you did, acknowledge where we're fucking up. Do not allow things to go unchecked. Don't allow just this society of just doing what you want. Like, straight up, we got to have more discipline within the households. We got to have more togetherness, and we just got to pull this thing together, man. Like, 2022, man, it's almost over. It's almost 2023. You already know TNP, man. I'm coming with more shit, more fire topics, shit, more toxic shit, more flipping talk, man. Hey, you know how we do. I'm just gonna talk your head off straight up, because there's so many things that we can improve on, man, as a community, man. So many things that we don't gotta stick with the status quo. Don't nothing say we gotta stay with where we at and be cool with it and be content with it. Because I'm not. I'm tired of hearing about this shit. I'm tired of not me myself feeling like I can't be around a group of black people without it being in danger. I'm tired of living like that. Like, straight up, me personally, like, without it being some type of conflict about somebody yelling and a man out here acting like a damn woman, a bitch. I yelling, being emotional like a female. About two females fighting over some bullshit, and over here, what I'm saying, just shit starting. I'm just tired of that bullshit. That's not entertainment for me. That's loser shit for me. You know what I'm saying? I want to see a community of people working together, loving each other. If there's an argument, talking it out without gun violence. You know what I'm saying? If you got to duke it out, let's duke it out like men and like women. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just some irrational ghetto bullshit niggatry. You know what I'm saying? Let's just get this shit together, man. I didn't know we can, man. I got nothing but solutions for problems. You come talk to me, I'm solution based. TNP, we solution based. We ain't about looking down our nose and talking shit. We about acknowledgement and accountability. That's it. Anything else from that, all that emotional shit, that shit, the shit that keeps us in the position we at. Period, man. So, yeah, man. This is another episode right here, man. But I got plenty more. Just starting back, man. Took a little hiatus, but man, you know how we do, man. Man, as a people, had to get that off my chest. I feel a lot better just acknowledging how I feel, my temperament toward this whole situation, man. We gotta acknowledge we have a problem, man. We can't just stand idle any longer. That is over with, man. The time for looking away it's been over with, man. It's been time. So, man, this has been another episode of TNP. Kyle, man, I appreciate you. Hold it down, man. Con City, 704 TNP. Yes, sir, man. Got more content, more fly shit coming for you, man. Holla.